am supposedly wearing 7 new fall trends on my face according to the internet. Today we were testing them out, we were trying them out, so if you'd like to see what those are and how I got all this junk on my face, stay tuned. Hi everybody, today we're going to be testing out the 7 new beauty trends that you need to know this fall, as seen on the red carpet and the runway. This is an article that was posted on Beauty Editor online by Michelle Villet, I think that is her name, and this article documents 7 supposedly new trends that you need to know. Like, you have to know these trends to be ready for like fall makeup. These trends are ones that are seen, as I said, on the red carpet and the runway, and they're pictures on this article of like Rihanna and beautiful supermodels. I was like, okay, well, what if I test out these trends on like an average girl? Like the most average girl ever, being me, right here, me. So me as an average girl, I'm going to test out these runway trends, these red carpet trends, and see how they relate to real people. Some of these articles online get pretty crazy. There's one that's like 26 new ways to do your eyeliner. I'm like, I only know like 2. I'm just super curious to see how these like online articles really translate into real life. So today the one we're doing is the 7 new beauty trends for fall. And I don't think many of these are too crazy, but we're going to see how they translate to my face all at the same time. Right now the only thing on my face is my foundation and like my under eye stuff. And we are going to go one by one through all of these beauty trends and apply them to my face and see what happens. Okay, number 1 according to the article is dark vampy lips. And they're saying, no, not that ox blood that you're used to, not that like deep red. We are talking like the depths of your soul kind of dark lip. One that is like verging on black, but not like fully black, with a little bit of purple. So I'm going to try to recreate this with 2 different liquid lipsticks because I do not have one that is that dark. I'm going to be using this Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Notion, which is one of their new fall colors, and I'm going to be using this Fake as Crap Kylie Jenner Dead of Night liquid lipstick to try to recreate, oh look at that rainbow, to try to recreate this deep dark vampy lip. So to attempt to recreate this, I'm going to be putting on the Colourpop first because I do not want to ruin my Colourpop with the very, very fake Chinese Kylie Jenner lipstick. Okay, now that that is on, it is very dark and it's something I would typically wear, but it isn't like soul-suckingly dark enough. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this and try to like blend it together to get that really deep, dark purple lip. Alright, there we go. That's the kind of like deep, intense black purple we're looking for according to this article. I actually kind of like it. Like, I think this is a totally, why can't I say totally? I think this is a totally wearable look. They showed it on like Rihanna and other people and I'm like, well, I'm not Rihanna. But I still think an average person could definitely pull off this lip. Okay, next up on the list is glitter eyeshadow. And I don't really own like glitter. I have one thing of glitter and it's blue. And I don't really think the blue with this would go nicely at all. But I do have a very glittery looking Urban Decay eyeshadow. So this is like super shimmery, super glittery. This is from their electric palette. So I figure that will work just fine. Now in the article, the way they show the application of this glitter is like real intense and kind of like all over the place. But I think I'm going to go a little bit more subtle with it and just kind of smudge it across the lid. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Alright, and this is what it ended up looking like on my eyes. I just kind of like widely smudged it all over the lid, into the inner corner, and up above the brow bone just a little bit. And I don't think it looks terrible. I mean, like, there's no eyeliner or mascara or anything to kind of set it in place. But it looks kind of good. Like, even with the dark lip, I don't think we've gone too crazy yet. Now, as the article progresses, we might start looking a little funky, but that's okay. So far, I'm kind of enjoying these trends, so let's keep going and see what's next. Alright, number 3 in the article is Smudgy Black Liner. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Smudgy Black Liner. I had my days in high school where the only thing I would do is, like, take eyeliner and mush it around my eyeballs to look like a raccoon. And I think I have grown from that stage, but if they're saying it's a new trend, I guess I need to try it out. So I have this Marc Jacobs eyeliner, which I got as a birthday gift in May, and there's still so much of it left. Like, I really love this stuff. If it wasn't $30 and I wasn't super cheap, I would definitely buy the full size of it. From what I can see in the article on this picture, I wish it wasn't so rainbowy. You guys can't barely see. But it looks like she has done the top and bottom lash line with this smudgy black eyeliner, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to start out with a nice black line, and then I'm just going to take my finger and mush it in. Okay, hopefully the smudging will help it. Alright, so here it is all smudged out. I tried my best to make it look a little bit like the picture. I don't think it looks bad. I'm just so inclined to make a wing when I'm doing eyeliner. I smudged it into like a wing shape. I can't get rid of my habits. I just can't do it. So, alright, I still think this is looking okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and then we'll move on to the next fall trend. Alright, now that we have both eyes all nice and smudgy and ready for fall, we are ready to move on to the fourth fall trend, according to the article, which is brights. And this one I'm a little bit afraid of because I don't typically wear really like bright, vibrant colors on my eyes or lips, which it says that you can do either one. And since we already have this beautiful Vampy lip, I'm going to go ahead and do it on my eyes. Again, I'm going to be taking from the Decay Electric Palette, and there are so many options. But I'm trying to think of something that would be okay with this lip that I'm wearing. Okay, so for this fall trend, I'm going to be using Jilted under the lower lash line just for a little bit of brightness, and we're going to see how that turns out. I'm a little scared. Alright, I am wearing Jilted all the way underneath the lower lash line. I have created even more of a wing with it because I cannot control myself. I cannot stop myself from making wing eyeliner. It is my thing. I love it so much. I swear they better bury me in winged eyeliner because if not, I will haunt them. I will come back and be like, why didn't you put on winged eyeliner? Anyway, we still have 3 trends to go, so let's go ahead and see what's next. Alright, next, according to the article, we have Twiggy lashes, which are supposed to be like clumpy. Borderline chunky is how they call it in the article, so I guess they're saying that this is kind of a replacement for false eyelashes and that the top lashes are just as important as the bottom lashes. So you're going to make both of them equally as chunky. Does anyone else hate the word chunky? Like, ooh. Like even the idea of someone just saying chunky milk can make me like start gagging. Like that's disgusting. But anyway, to pull off this look, I'm going to be using the Spider Effect Colossal Volume Express Maybelline eye stuff mascara because that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make your eyes look really like chunky and clunky. There's that word again, chunky. Alright, so let's go ahead and apply this to the top and bottom lashes and see what we get. It's definitely chunky. I can't stop saying it. It's like I can feel the clumps whenever I blink, and I think that's what I like the least about it, is that I can feel it. Not a fan of feeling like the wetness on my eyelashes. Okay, here it is applied. They are chunky, they are clunky. It feels like I have rubbed glue on them, but I figure once they dry down, it won't be so disgusting because I'm kind of blinking right now and they're like sticking together. But yet again, I don't hate any of this. Like, I'm kind of enjoying this look. Like, you all might think I'm crazy. You might think this is way too much. I know you're not really supposed to wear like this dark of an eye with this dark of a lip, but I'm kind of into it. We still have 2 more trends to go, so let's go ahead and see what those are. Alright, trend number 6 is glowy skin, which I kind of feel is definitely already a trend and it has been for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and just break out some highlighter and glow up my skin. Alright, in real life I look like a disco ball, but in this camera you really can't tell much. I do have highlight on my cheeks, my nose, my forehead, my chin, and above my cupid's bow. Glowy skin is definitely something I think that every single person can pull off and people have been for a long time. So this fall trend I don't really think is super new, but it's definitely something that everyone is on board with. This highlighting craze has been going on for quite some time now. I don't really see it slowing down too much. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what the 7th fall trend is. Ooh, okay. Natural brows, and I hope they don't mean like don't do anything to your brows because I definitely don't want these patchy caterpillars above my eyes. So let's go ahead and see what they say about it. It says the message for fall is to simply embrace what you have naturally without doing too much shaping or filling in at all. No. That's one thing I said like I'm always gonna do because it really helps change my face shape so much, and I think it draws more attention to my eyes. I have this big like chin, crimson chin. That was a lot of chins in one sentence. But I feel like doing my brows really like takes a lot of focus off of my chin and onto my eyes. So that one is a little bit sad to me. Let's see if they're actually like saying you can fill in just a little bit. They're saying that for the trend you can fill in your eyebrows some, just don't use an overly dark powder or gel. So typically I use one that's pretty thick and dark. I use Anastasia Brow Gel. So I'm going to go quickly try to find something that's a little bit lighter, a little less intense. Alright, I went and grabbed this Bareminerals brow powder. It is a little bit lighter than I would typically use on my brows. And it is a powder, not like a cream or a gel or anything like that. So I figured that they would be okay with this. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows ever so slightly to make them still look natural, but not this patchy. Okay, I just went ahead and ever so slightly filled in my brows and shaped them, but they still look pretty natural, at least to me. And guys, I actually really like this look. Is that crazy? I thought I was going to look like a straight up clown. I was like glitter, black lips, bright eyeshadow. there's no way. But I think this actually looks pretty good, and I'm excited about it. I think this proves that like an average, regular, ordinary, everyday girl such as yours truly can pull off these runway or red carpet looks in everyday life. There was no mention of contouring, there was no mention of bronzing, so my face is just nice and pasty as nature intended it to be, and I'm kind of really enjoying this look. Like, I don't feel scared to go out in public. Like, people are going to be like, oh my god, what happened to your face? I didn't originally think that all these are meant to be put together at once on your face, but apparently they can be, and I don't know, tell me what you guys think. You might think I'm insane, you might think I look like a clown, but I'm kind of enjoying it. This is like my aesthetic, this dark kind of lip, this dark kind of eye. If you guys want to see how I did compare to the article, I will leave it linked down below for you guys to look at yourselves. But as for me, I think it works out alright. I'm going to wear this look today, and hopefully people don't think I look like a scary witch lady. You know, people could, but I think it looks okay. So as always, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love hearing your opinions. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me if you did. And I hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you next time. Bye!